Alrighty. Let's see if we can get this flight in today. So we're down under today. We're in Melbourne, and we're gonna head on over to Kingsford Smith. A little over an hour is the flight. It's a Qantas flight 498. Everything's cold and dark. I just got in here, so let's get going. I've got my low data sheet, so DC battery selector, 2-bat. DC battery switch on, guarded. Standby powers, auto guarded. Alternate flaps are off, guarded. Fuel pump switches are off. Wipers are set to park. Hydraulic pumps, electric 2 and 1 are off. Landing gear is down. We've got 3 green. Weather radar set to test. Master caution reset. Faulting up. Overheat fire. Ground power is not available, so let's get that set up, shall we? Doors open. Ground services. Set those chocks. Ground power. Air conditioning. And ground power. Let's confirm. And we should already be set for unconditioned air, and we are. Galley power's on. IRS select is. Emergency exit lights. We'll just cycle that. And let's enter our position.
Good afternoon, it's Jet 216, 7800 for 10,000.
Parking brake is set. Flaps are up, and up. And lights, give me you and you for now. Alright. Leading edge devices. Service at the phone is off. Engine reversers are extinguished. East switches are on. Crew oxygen. 14,000 passenger oxygen is normal. Guarded. Flight recorder. Warning 1, 2. Might be too early for a stall warning. Yeah, we'll come back to that. 3 green on the landing gear. PSU is out. Oxygen flow. Lights test. We're good. Flight controls A and B are on guard. All the flaps off guard. Spoilers A and B are on guard. Your damper is on. VHF normal, IRS normal, FMC is normal, source selector auto, and control panel set to normal. Fuel temp is fine. Cross feed check. Fuel pumps are good. AC DC panels fine. Equipment cooling is normal. Emergency exit lights off. No smoking seatbelt sign. And window heat. Now let's check it. TAT test. That indicator should extinguish, but it doesn't. Wing engine ice is off. Electric 2 and 1 are off. We got 3 doors open. Test on the cockpit voice recorder. No erroneous numbers on the pressurization panels. Temperature is fine. And master caution reset. Wing body, air condition, very good. Today's flight is 330. Actually,
then cross Caleb at 11,000 altimeter 3028. 20, cross Caleb at 11,000 out of 5.
going to YSSY. 498.
And Air Shuttle 6139, so direct to Bel Air on course. Bel Air on course.
34. And we have Docile 1.
30 south, Purple 240 southwest, 4043.
And Rivet, right?
665 is 26.4 descending 240.
American 665 center, descend and maintain flight level 19er.
Let's put this in. Oh, don't run on me here.
Southwest 1287, contact center 120.87. 2087,
Okay, let's check this here. Oh, Sally, Docile.
You're vacating 318 for section about 30.
Okay, let's put the rest of this in. Ebony. Iran.
American 1888, contact center 133.42. 3342, American 1888.
No up.
November 4, November Golf, so direct
Call
to
in.
Grand Rapids.
Direct Grand Rapids, 4 November Golf.
And 4 November Golf, climb and maintain flight level 220.
Terral.
Track 523, contact center 119.95.
And we're at Rivet. Bigham. Tammy, Boogie, and T-Set. Let's have a look.
Normal speed, flight level 230, flight set 406.
Sally, Docile, Ebony, Iran, No Nub, Colin, Taro, Rivet,
2837,
Bigham, and then T-Sat. Let's check our restrictions now, shall we? Real quick. And
Compass 6064, 12-1, climbing via the dot 2, speed 280.20.
oh, these aren't in over here. I'm gonna need that keyboard. Alright, I'll be back.
Normal speed, climb maintain flight level 230. 2514, climb maintain flight level 350. 350, Scouts 551. Coast Guard 2713, contact center 125.27.
125.27 for Coast Guard 2713 today.
In order to give you the screens that match what I'm doing here, I have to use a program that connects them. And if I forget to put in my airports, my departure, arrival, and my alternate, then I have to use the keyboard to do it. It's not in memory. So let's put these two in. And we've got what were these two airports? I'll tell you, my memory is shot. YMML.
Normal speed up to 230.
Okay.
790 upshot. King 73, passing flight level 340 for 360.
Southwest 1673, hello.
And let's get that other one in.
Here, 514, clear direct, highway.
That's YSSY. And then we shouldn't need this keyboard anymore, unless I need the alternate.
Here, 514.
Let's just open that up.
24.85.
124.85, thank you. 5 over there.
All right, now let's see if they're there. YMML, which is what we want.
452 Charlie traffic, no passenger contact, 10
Departure.
5.32.
I said we had dorsal 1, right? Let's have a look.
American 1849.
Hello, ticket is leveling off at 310 knots.
American 1849, Santa Cruz direct swamp, cross small, maintain 8,000, Palm Beach, altimeter at 3004, I will call you speed reduction.
Okay, direct swamp at 8,000, and 3004, American 1849.
And
Charlie Golf, Lima, Oscar, descend and maintain 15,000, Palm Beach, altimeter 3004.
down.
5,000, 3004, CGGLO.
All right, so that looks good. Let's take a look at the back end. We're starting at rivet.
3004 and 15,000,
And
38 kilometer maintain, flight level 230.
don't know why it didn't save it. Usually does.
Number 499 involves your affirmative 15,000.
Let's take a look at that arrival. Rivet 3. What do we have here? Bigham at 8.
770 Tango 250.
Bigham at 8.
Number 770
Above 8. Below 9. Above 6. And that's looking pretty good. Okay.
About 5 weeks in November, cross Mose, you maintain 8,000.
And I don't know why it doesn't recognize that other one. It should keep both of them in here when I do a search. Well, let's hope it's there on the back end. Interesting. Oh, hey, Paulo, how you doing? I'm just getting ready. I'm down under today. I'm in Australia. Just getting ready to get on out of here. I'm actually starting from scratch today. I had a few bad stutters yesterday, so I've been fooling around with a whole bunch of stuff. So I figured I updated some things. Let me go cold and dark to secure it on the back end and make sure that everything is good. So far, although we haven't gotten that far yet, we're looking good. And let's continue here with you. Alright, I'm going to need my load data sheet again here. And let's go into fuel, today's fuel. Let's see, our block fuel is 17248. And actually that looks pretty good. Go back to, right, that's, no, I don't think the BBJ goes up that high.
17 Papa Golf, maintain hold 410.
410.
No, okay, so that's what we're gonna do. Alright, so that's going to be, let's see if it'll let me put it in. I doubt it.
3435, Kilo Charlie, come on.
Oh, it let me, okay. Didn't think it was going to. And what do we have here? Reserve, our final reserve is 2.3. Cost index is 30. And today's flight is, what? 330. And you're in already. Alright, cruise winds. Cruise winds 271 at 37. I'm not going to derate. And that we've got. This is going to be flaps 5. We got a buck 50.
American 942 at Milton.
Alright, let's get this in now. What's our average ISA deviation? 0. What do we have?
Wing 305, 286, descending to 240.
Wing 305, Santa Roger, please direct. Takeoff, maintain flight level 240.
J-Lob, descend 240, square wing 305.
1021. And no anti-ice. We'll put 20,000, 15,000, and 10,000 in there, and let's get that data in here. 242 at 20. We've got 231 at 14.
American 25.
And 210 at 16.
16,000, Palm Beach, Alabama 3004.
16,000, American 25.
Let that compute. Watch that, Johnny. Alright, let's have one more look here.
I mean 33775, Whiskey November.
Docile, Ebony, Iran. No, up, Cullen, Terrell, Rivet. And then 8, and then below, and then 6, and then T-set. Let's take a look at, we don't need that anymore. Let's take a look at the back end, right? Are you in there now? No. I don't know. Yeah, it would be nice if we don't have any issues this flight. Though my memory's a little shot today. I don't know why. I can't even remember the airport I'm leaving out of. Not good. And I came in here looking at... No, actually I wanted the back end.
Reaching 220, Quebec Staple. Is that Staple after reaching 220?
Right.
Wings 801, turn additional degrees, 10 degrees right, vector traffic.
Alright,
Right.
right. Vector, spirit take you on.
I'm at the wrong airport. Search. That's what I want. Yes. Yeah, my brain is getting bad, not good.
3004 and 14,000, number 31.
And we want the arrival. Rivet 3.
Is that
up here? Rivet, big 'em.
Center 144.35.
3435 today, United States.
Tammy, Boogie, T-Set. And what are we coming into here? 25.
134.35.
From Rivet Track 0492, Bigham, cross Bigham, cross at 849, Tammy, cross out of below 9. Yeah, Boogie out of below, track T-Set, expect radar vectors to final. Okay. I want to take a look at that as well. I don't know this airport. We got to come all the way around. Interesting. Okay. That might change, so we'll see. That is good. Alright, let's go back to the radios.
We turn back, we can do present heading up there, 661. American 1558 to flight level 200 for 16,000.
American 1558, Center Roger, Palm Beach, Altimeter 3004.
121.7.
One north is uniform.
Tower. 120.5.
Thanks today, right the Echo. Hey, right the Echo, American 982. American 982, Echo, Short Hotel, you're gonna
Let's make sure that's working.
Top is 4150.
Wow, what is
Okay.
that? Are you putting in a...
We're departing there. 118.9.
Right the Echo. Hey, right the Echo, and different 50.
Is that something you built at home?
And then center. Oh, I gotta fix this. I barely
Hello.
heard you. Okay, I can hear you a little better now.
Is that something you built? This entire setup?
No, this flight deck is from Flight Deck Solutions. It's a company in Canada.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, I actually was on like a 6 or 8 month back order, and then I had one of their ITs come down here, Steve, and he and I built this in a week.
Awesome.
That was 8 years ago, and she's still going strong. So the quality of their material is just amazing.
And you are running MSFS with this setup?
Yes, I actually just got this set up using Device Interface Manager for the hardware, and it's running MS 2020 using PMDG 738.
Beautiful.
Alright, so that's done, that's done. And I said, okay, and let's have a look at that.
Southwest 2178, I'm taking a look for a 3 noise. Southwest uniform.
Alright, so you're good, you're good. You're gonna be 12. Good, that's good. I'm terrain, position, data, airport, station. I'm on the master. You can have weather, station, airport, data, and position. And let's see. I said that was a $150. Our initial heading is going to be 340, and we're going straight up. I said that was 33.
How many monitors do you have? Is that like 8 monitors for your windows?
I'm actually running 7 monitors in total. I have 3 75-inch 4K monitors for my exterior view. So there's one in left, one in center, one in right. You can see the bezels up in the corners here where they meet. And then there's another 4 monitors in here. One that's the captain's primary flight display, nav display. Then I have the standby gauges, which I didn't turn on again today. The upper MFD, that's another monitor. The other monitor there is the first officer's primary flight display, nav display, and then there's another monitor on the bottom for the lower MFD. The only thing that's on the second computer are the 2 CDUs. Everything else is running from one computer.
Oh, and what's the config of that CPU?
It's an AMD 7950 X3D with an ASUS 4090 video board. And then there's DDR5 RAM running at 6,000 megahertz, 64 gigabytes.
Wow.
And I'm able to get all 7 monitors on the one computer because I'm running 4 into the 4090 board, which are the 3 visuals and my captain's flight display, nav display. And then the upper and lower multifunction displays are plugged into the motherboard because the motherboard has an HDMI and a display port. And then the first officer's side, I went and picked up a VGA to USB-C connector, and that's how that's connected. And everything plays fairly nice. Every now and then I'll get a a disconnect from the OBS software that's doing the filming and my CDUs. But the flight keeps going.
So this whole thing is inside some kind of a inside your house, the entire setup.
Oh yeah, this is in my 2-car garage. My car actually sits out in the driveway. Yeah.
This is like the ultimate.
I have a couple of friends that have the same setup. You know, there's a guy, Pat, out in California, has the same thing I do. He actually has the motorized throttle quad, too, which is rather nice. There's a gentleman down here, Axel, that has one that he actually went through the manuals, and if the yoke says 10 pounds of pull, he's got 10 pounds of pull. So he's really got a nice setup. So
how much does this entire setup cost?
this setup with everything, you're probably looking at about $100 grand. The flight deck, the monitors, the networking, the computers, you know, everything. You can do it a lot cheaper if you have skills. If you can build the shell yourself out of wood, you'll save a lot of money. If you can build the MCP out of wood and the main instrument panel, if you have skills and you can do the cutting and pick out the monitors, you can do a lot of this yourself and save a lot of money.
What organization did you purchase from?
Flight Deck Solutions. It's a company in Canada.
Yeah, I'm fully aware of them.
Absolutely happy with the brothers. I've had this 8 years now. The only thing that I've done is I've replaced some pots in here. And, well, I added backlighting to the Jet Max throttle quad, but that was more of a, you know, I wanted to do it. I didn't have to do it. Other than that, everything else is just the way it was since we've installed it 8 years ago. It runs great. The quality of the merchandise and the equipment is just top-notch.
Yeah, I went with Sysmo.
See, I got lucky.
Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I got lucky. 8 years ago, the exchange rate between the U.S. and Canada was well in my favor. So,
Yeah.
you know, that 100 grand Canadian is maybe 70 grand U.S. by the time you get done. You know, so.
Yep. Yeah, I ordered mine from Sysmo. I think I got the motorized throttle,
Yep.
etc.
Yeah, Sysmo is nice. They didn't come around until well after this was all established, but I like the idea that it's all plug and play for the most part. You don't have to go crazy trying to figure things out.
Yeah, it makes a huge difference.
Yep.
No, I've appreciated what those guys were doing up there, but they didn't want to sell me a system unless I wanted to buy an entire cockpit, and that wasn't what I wanted to do, because I can do a lot of it myself.
Right. Yeah, now I believe Flight Deck Solutions is more like the pro level, like the schools, the universities, and the airline companies and whatnot. I think they've pretty much left the enthusiast market behind for the most part, I think.
Yeah, they have. Sysmo supplies Europe.
Yeah. Yeah, the exchange rate between us and Europe was not in my favor, so I didn't go that route way back when.
Yeah, it was cheaper for me to ship it from Spain than it was to get it from Canada.
Yeah.
So, so you basically tell them what kind of aircraft you want, and they custom build it for you.
Oh no, if you go to their website, you'll see they already have dual trainers set up for the 737, the 777, the A320. There's a whole bunch of different aircraft that they have set up already.
Where are you flying?
I'm down under right now. I'm in Australia. I've never been down here. Or if I have, it's been a long, long time ago. I usually do my flying in the States, but I was flying X-Plane 12, and I'm really starting to do some sightseeing in 2020. I've been flying since the 80s, and this is probably the first time I'm in here actually just sightseeing, instead of just going from point A to point B or just doing some testing, because the view is just amazing. And I know I'm looking at satellite data. That's some of these places I'll never see in the real world, other than in here,
I hear you.
which is
So
pretty
where
cool.
are you going to fly? You want to go on a group flight?
I'm already set up. I'm just about ready to get out of here. I've got my YouTube stream going, so for me to switch everything around would be a little bit difficult.
Yep, no problem. I was going to say I could...
But
join you on the flight.
next go around, yeah, I'm absolutely a group flight. That would be fantastic.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, just hunt me down because I'm usually down in Flight 4.
Flight 4? I'll keep an eye out then, yeah. Absolutely.
Yep.
I like that idea.
Good deal.
Sounds
Have a
good.
good one.
Thank you. You too, man. Have a great
Yeah.
flight today. Let me get a little air in here. Alright, so the radios are done. We're done here. Alright, nose wheel steering is normal. The clock is good. Let's check these panels. And the lower auto flight. Alright, artificial horizon is level, 0 on the ground speed, 45 on the speed tape, V1 is 138, 150 V2. We've got 33 on the altitude, 340 on the heading, and local pressure. And I have terrain on the nav display. And want to set the auto speed reference auto, reset the fuel flow, auto brake to reject the takeoff. That's all looking good. Down. Good. Bottles. TCAS test. And let's get the APU up and running. No fuel in the center tank.
TCAS test passed.
Thank you.
Hold there.
Ground proximity.
Glide slow. Full up. Wind shear. Wind shear.
Let's get
Wind
rid
shear.
of that.
Terrain. Pull up. Airspeed. Full. Airspeed.
And we've got 34 on the way out. Let's get these doors buttoned up. Actually, that test is done. And let's check you. Alright, that's good. That's the only thing that was outstanding. And doors, let's get these doors buttoned up. And ground services. Alright, APU is up.
1347, your sequence is southwest, but you're going to take off at Mike 2. He's
Give me a
going
minute on the
forward,
clock.
1325 today.
I'm here, but behind southwest, 1347,
In the meantime, alright, zero fuel weight, N1's reduced, set max V speeds. Well, we got that. Stab trim is done. Fuel pumps, APU is up and running. And Jet 1, AC voltmeter, yeah. And certificate departure, not yet. Just about. We're going to back out on our own power. I don't like the pushback program in 2020. I really wish that better pushback was in here.
Ground Delta 974, gate 28, information Mike
978 round, runway 24 left, pushback down to the east, 8 is Mike.
And we're on power ready. We can get these chocks removed. And that's a minute. Stop that.
Delta 974, runway 24 left, taxi get to an echo behind the head is the line nearby. 24 left, echo behind, heavy Airbus, Delta 974.
And disconnected. Alright, let's crank them up, shall we? Packs are off. Anti-collision light. Start number 2.
974, monitor tower 1339.
133.9, Delta 974.
Driver on Southwest 1134, gate number 11 Bravo, ready to push. We have
1134 on the ground, push at your discretion for 24 left.
Clear push, expect 24 left. We'll work on November, Southwest 34.
Oh, I got rid of those starters from yesterday.
Southwest 34, thank you. Was that 2-2 departure time?
That's right, so 7 minutes.
Hey Rick, how are you?
Delta 4234 coming out of East 1, ramp 9 to 6.
We're good. Give me you.
1434 with November coming out of 9.
Good.
So 1434,
Isolation valve to close. Right back to auto, and we're starting number 1.
South 1639 will be the way at the end. You're 15
Just about ready to get out of here.
Thank you, 2532, 39.
Ground Delta 1372, still to call him when we get closer. He doesn't know yet. Alright, call him now because you're close. Ground Delta 1448, Victor Loop Ramp 3. Delta 1441, ground. Foxtrot, hold short of ramp 2. Foxtrot, hold short of ramp 2, Delta 1448.
And AC 6407, we're turning north here at ramp 4. We've got
AC 5407, and we're out on the 26 left, taxi via Foxtrot.
26 left in Foxtrot, AC 6407.
What do we have here?
South 3703, monitor 12536.
Fuel cutoff levels idle to 10th, engine generators are on Gen 1, AC voltmeter selected, and probe heat switches are on, engine wing anti-ice is required, they're off, hydraulic pumps A and B are on, bleed air check set, and that is fine. Exterior lights, once we get out of here, APU we don't need, master caution we call, flaps, transponder, we'll do all that once we back out. Alright, let's back on out of here. I said we've got 3-4.
4 is on the Victor Loop for ramp 2.
28 people around towards Foxtrot, taxi 5429, round away 26 left, taxi via Foxtrot.
Too far, Johnny, too far, too far. Alright, flaps are at 5, taxis on, we're going to TA and auto. And we're out of the gate, so let's get that running.
Southwest 4 north.
Just make sure to back into that. Okay, transponder TA, auto, weather radar, and just flight controls. We good. And we've got runway 34. See if I can get rid of these stutters. Do not like these flickers. Oh, set the brake there, Johnny. Oh, I need that escape key. Let's have a look here. NVIDIA. And that looks good. Apply. See if that get rid of the stutters. Been fooling around with various settings. Oh, what happened there? Gotta fix that.
Southwest 241. State 57, Moscow Tower 15132. Good day.
Let's try this again, shall we? Power pushback. Yeah. The last time I think I was in a departure like that was, where was I? Aruba? I think I was in Aruba. This was a long time ago. And I'm still getting that flicker. I'm about to change some settings here after this ride, I think.
Or 65 ground. Only 24 left, back straight ahead on this flight.
What do we've got? We gotta head all the way down, right? So, let's make a left right here.
24 ground, only 24 left, back straight ahead with the Alpha. Down 135.3, have a good day.
Yeah, I definitely introduced some bad stutters, whatever changes I made.
That's 672, monitor tower 135.3, have a good day.
Alpha Tower 1353, Goodbye, Pacific Circle.
Canada 1040, red bud 3
Air Canada 1040 ground, only 24 left, back to the Foxtrot with the Alpha.
Foxtrot with the Alpha, 34 left.
Guy 41, approaching contact with here.
1041 down, runway 34 left. Taxi, actually runway 25, runway 25, taxi to your golf.
Yeah, Jared, you got your golf pad. 41.
Canada 1040, monitor call 135.3.
35-3, Air Canada 1040.
09, monitor tower 135.
That's not 38, that's what we're doing.
Southwest 253, monitor tower 135.3, good day. Southwest 253.
Let's go to tower.
4152 RNF to Mud Speed, runway 25, clear for takeoff. United 775, contact port traffic, good day. Southwest 4152 tower, wind 3007, runway 25, line up and wait.
We'll go straight. We don't need that. We're pretty light.
Kilo Papa, turn left, Bravo 7, time full bar, contact ground. Hey, Bravo 7.
All right.
7476 going up on Rebo,
You let me get my clock going. TARA and auto. Let's get that to also one. What do we have here? Attendance, yep. Exterior lights, engine start selectors, auto throttle, transponder, TARA, parking brake. Release 40%, we're on our way.
Southwest 1801, we're started after in traffic. What was only position company or reach bound for street like 2707 or 276? Well, I 27
So this flight's 407 miles. Hopefully it'll be nice and uneventful. Although I'm definitely going to take a look at these graphic settings again. These stutters are unacceptable. I did something fooling around with the settings. Oh, you guys can't see them? Yeah, I can see them though. They're annoying.
Alright, turn left, Bravo down.
Alright, 40%. Stable. Thrust is set. Airspeed's active. Check. Throttle hold. Gear up. I tell you, the aircraft trims out beautifully. You know what? Go ahead. You can have it. It's pretty straight. Easy ride. Yeah, for you guys, that's what that is. Yeah. Oh, that's a cool view. Flaps 1. Wow. This looks fantastic. The graphics out here look great. Flaps up. Wow. Oh yeah, we're definitely coming back here. No doubt about it.
All you need is a flight attendant to serve you sandwiches and coffee.
Yeah, if I ring the bell for the flight attendant, my wife comes in and breaks my fingers. And we're going to 14. Oh, great view. We can turn that off. We don't need that. Right on the money, PMDG. Right on the money. Wow, the satellite data out here is pretty good. So what do we got? We've got just under 400 miles to go, 94 miles to top of climb. She's smoothed out now. Those stutters are gone. Forgot to put up my standby gauges again. So we got a 250 knot climb, and we're coming up to 10,000. Right on the money. Adil? How's it going, Adil? Glad you found the channel. I believe that. Adil? Adele? It's hard for me to see that text. It's like super tiny. Yeah, let me give you an idea what I'm seeing. I'm seeing this itty bitty text down here in the bottom. It's hard for me to see, especially when I forget my old man glasses. All right, Sally, we should have 15.6 on the fuel. We've got 15.6, and we're going to 43. More engine sounds. I can't tell how loud they are for you guys. Man, the view out the window was just amazing. Man, to be starting out in flight simulation now at 20 all over again with this, oh, you guys have it made now. You don't know the pain we had back in the 80s with flight simulation. Stick figures in 4 colors.
Flight Simulator version 4.0.
So I still have my book from 1985, Microsoft Flight Simulator for the Tandy 1000 computer. That was when Bruce Artwick was involved. He was the man back then.
Yes, used to come in these floppy disks, 3.5 inch.
Oh, I had the 5 and a quarter inch floppies back then. That was before they had the 3.5 inch hard disk. Yeah, that was even before that.
Actually, those were much more stable than the 3.5 inch, the 5.25. I found the 3.5 used to get corrupted much more easily.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because of the weather in India. I don't know, but yeah, it was a pain in the neck.
Well, back then we used to cut the notches in the side of the single-sided 5 and a quarters and the 3.5, and turn them into dual-sided discs just by cutting those tabs off.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, back then the 3.5 inch disc, the 720s compared to the 1.44, the only difference was there was a notch on the other side of the hard disk, and if you cut a notch, I could just cut a whole square out, and it worked. You got double the amount of storage space. Same thing with those big floppies. I probably still have some that have the scissor cuts in them.
Yeah, those were the days.
Yeah, and back then, that's when a 386 computer cost you like $3,000. They were expensive back then.
My uncle had a IBM
we're well above
386, and that's where I used to go and play Flight Simulator.
Yeah, the 386, yeah.
Yeah.
That was my first expensive computer. My first computer was an IBM 8088. And I only bought that because it was a good buy. I paid $500 for it. A friend of mine didn't want it anymore. And I got it with a monochrome screen. Didn't even know how to turn it on. Meanwhile, there was a big red button on the side.
You remember when you had to shut down your computer, you had to type park?
Exactly.
Yeah, you typed park and then it will say it's now safe to turn off your computer.
Yeah, I just had the green monochrome screen with BASIC on it. It didn't even have DOS back then. Then they came out with Windows 3.1 finally. Everybody was like, ooh.
No, you would need a DOS, right? BASIC was just a programming language. You would need DOS, and on top of DOS, you would have BASIC.
Right, BASIC just had the function keys that popped up on there. And if you didn't have the disk to boot up, that's all you got.
Correct.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. You know what? It's pretty smooth. We'll let them run around. Paper planes in the 80s, yeah. Where's I think I have my book. It's right here. Let me see. Let me get my book. The book is right there. I had it out the other day. I was showing it to a friend of mine.
Yeah, I miss those fat manuals. Nice, beautiful. Yeah. I miss those fat manuals Microsoft used to ship them with. Yeah, I think you don't have your headphone on. Yeah, I realized you didn't have your headphone. I was talking.
Yeah, I didn't put my headset on. I'm talking. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Nobody's going to hear me. Yeah, Bruce Otwick. Copyright 1982 to 1985. So I started in 1985.
Oh, mine would be much later. I think it will be around 88, 89.
Yeah. And then that's where the disc came in. The 5 1/4 inch diskettes came in here.
Wow, awesome.
Many years ago. Many years ago. I definitely need my air again. And that puts us at the end of that chart. And we are on our way. My memory, I don't know. My memory's not as good as it used to be. I think the only reason why the flow stays in my head is because I do it all the time. And even that, I'm not sure. Who knows what I missed on the way out.
It's a good idea to keep exercising your brain, you know.
That's one of the reasons why I did this, the flight simulator.
Playing games like chess. Chess is something is amazing.
Yeah.
Helps to keep your brain functioning.
Yeah, if I didn't do that, because I don't get out much, because I'm on oxygen, so I don't get out much. And if I just sat in front of the TV all day long, I'd probably be worse off with my brain than I am now.
Yeah, I saw that pipe under your nose, and I was like wondering, are you on oxygen or not?
Yeah, I'm on oxygen. Yeah, I was a first responder in New York on 9/11 back in 2001. And that's how I ended up getting the oxygen, some cancers, and a whole bunch of other stuff.
Shit.
But it brought me this. So now I get to stay home and fly all I want. Roll out of bed and just walk into the garage, which is pretty cool.
Nice. Beautiful. Dream setup.
Yeah, I saved a lot of years to get this bad boy. A lot of years. One of the reasons why I put my videos up on YouTube back when I was saving, when the money would want to burn a hole in my pocket and I wanted to buy something else, I'd go online and I'd look at some YouTube videos of other people's setups, the flight decks that they had, and kind of get my perspective back of why I was saving all this money. So I put it up in case the money's burning a hole in someone else's pocket. Hopefully I may keep them from buying something they don't really want. They hold on to that money and get their flight deck that they want someday. So far, this has been a beautiful ride. Right on the money. Oh, thanks, Adele. No, you don't have to thank me for that. That was many years ago. Oh, the view is just spectacular. So what are we looking at here? Oh, 26 miles to top of climb, and we got 329 to go. So about 40 minutes, I'd say 45 minutes. Nice tailwind pushing us along. 30 knots. And when do we end up on the approach chart or the arrival? Let's see, the back end. The back end is, I'm telling you I'm so bad, YSSY. I don't know why it's not saving them today. So we're heading into Kingsford Smith is the airport, and Rivet 3 is what we've got. We don't come up until Rivet, so I believe we got a ways to go. Yeah, we got about 200 miles before we're on that approach chart. My flight deck? Actually, I just received a notice on Facebook of an anniversary, and this is 8 years. I just passed 8 years having this flight deck at the house. Oh, that's great, Niles. Yeah, that's great. So when I'm powered off, everything is off. Oh, you know what, Niles? The only thing that I've noticed, and this is how I end up running it so the CDUs stay cold and dark, is if you have power to the aircraft and then take power away and you're cold and dark, the CDUs don't go dark. You have to stop dim for the CDUs and then turn them back on again, and then they're cold and dark. And then the next time you turn on power, they're back again. Just a heads up. That Mr. Odom you see on the list there on YouTube, that he's the creator of Device Interface Manager that I'm using as the go-between between my hardware and PMDG and MS 2020. Great. Erdms, it's hard for me to see the text on the bottom. How's it going? I'm glad you found the channel. Right now we just got at cruise, and we've got 305 miles to go. So we left the gate 24 minutes ago. And 13.4 on the fuel, 13 on the fuel. So the fuel is good. You should be in range now. And that should be 42. Okay, I think that's enough air. There we go. Not bad. I'm doing pretty good. I've actually had a pretty good week. My pulmonologist found me new medication, a Neuro I think it's called, and I've been able to come into flight deck and fly live every day all week, man. That's just been a great week. My voice gets a little scratchy, but that's all right. I've been feeling pretty good. Oh, you know what? How about we get centering here? It should be up. Yeah.
1 o'clock, 5 miles north, down 11, 4,000 south, additional traffic, 2 o'clock, 10 miles across the next up, 4,000 south.
And we're well past 10,000 feet, Johnny. You are well behind the program.
About 317, my group will maintain 290 altitude.
209 here, great airport, 317, my wind.
This is one amazing view. I can only imagine years from now, I could see you guys flying MS 2020 over actual live satellite data with people walking in the street, actual cars moving in real time. That's gonna be a day.
Probably be MS 2024.
24, 26, yeah. It would be nice if it happens before my time ends. Oh, you're in Discord as well? Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'm running Discord and I'm running YouTube at the same time. So I'm chatting on YouTube and then I'm also talking to people on Discord as well. So some people may get confused. I didn't ask you nothing.
Yeah, is my voice going into YouTube or no? This is.
Okay, that might be in the Discord channel there, Adele. I think that's the only place that I'm a mod in Discord. I'm fairly new to Discord. Don't know it all that well. Not bad. Not bad at all. So Ebony, 13 on the fuel. We're at 13.1 right now. Oh, in YouTube, yeah. Okay, Adele.
Nominal speed will be 2,000 operator. You're climbing at 30317 Mike.
And that's going to be 41. And we can actually come down.
American 1558 moderate, 11 o'clock, 15 miles, 75 miles per day.
Copy, American 1558,
American 1558 approved requested when you will direct highway.
Oh, you're looking at it right now, huh, Niles? Wow. There's service for you, huh? Oh, my wife with my medication.
American 1558 Southwest Road 124.85.
145.
You know what? I'm at cruise. I'm going to go take my meds. I'm going to get a quick drink, and I'll be right back.
American 1898, put a buzzer.
Buzzer to American 1898.
For 651 with the Echo South 5 miles, west of Depot at 1000.
5 west of Depot at 1000.
Hello, is that 370 with the 7,000 or 10,000?
Hey, that's at 370 and off, I'm going to 13,000, and left at 010, let's do
1,000, left of 010.
Number 779 with the Pushback, 5 miles west of Depot at 1000.
5 west at 111,000.
It's the only bad thing about that Honoro. Gives me a bad cough for a bit, and my heart gets racy. But it's good for my breathing. It does make it get really warm in here, though.
So how many more miles do you have to go?
What do we have here? We've got 109 miles to top of descent and 248 to end the flight.
Okay.
If DIM receives CDU power as false, then after half a second the screen. Is that going to be in the next update, Niles? The CDU update? I'll check that next go around. I'll tell you that, been a cloud in the sky. And beautiful weather the whole ride. You could see out to the horizon. And she's butter smooth over here. Nice and smooth now. So at Iran, we should have 12.6 on the fuel. We're at 12.7 right now. And that should be in range. 100 miles to top of climb now. Oh, really? If it is, then it doesn't power down, Niles. I can turn the, once I turn, if I have it cold and dark, nothing's on, absolutely nothing. And I have the CDU set up, they're just dark. I can go on battery power, the captain's CDU will light up, and then if I turn the battery power back off, that screen will stay on. It doesn't go off. Matter of fact, when I get on the back end, I'll try that. If I go completely cold and dark, I'll secure the aircraft on the back end. And that screen should go out, I believe, after a few seconds, you said. So we'll check it on the back end again. And I'm using the Alpha 1.1.9.9. That's the version that's in here, with the latest version of PMDG and MS 2020. Alright, 12.6 on the fuel, right on the money. What do we got? 40. That should be coming in right now. 41. Very good. So we've been good from cold and dark, from an originator flight, absolutely dark, up to now. Absolutely beautiful.
Next thing you should try VATSIM on this setup.
Well, I flew on VATSIM a long time ago. But it's hard for me to keep up with the controllers. One, a lot of them I can't understand. Some of them talk just like way too fast. Some of them are just a little too immature and have a little bit of an attitude. And I don't want to ruin it for anybody else, especially if there's a fly-in and everybody's coming into a particular airport. And I don't want to ruin it for people that are behind me or in front of me if we're on our way out and whatnot. So I'm waiting for Beyond ATC. That looks very promising. Between Beyond ATC and FlightAware, taking the flights right from, the real world, I'll be happy with that.
Yeah, even I'm keeping up with that software updates. Let's see what happens.
Although the software has come a long way. Back when I first started with, XUIPC and all that, I've had crashes quite often.
A320.
Oh, you're in Airbus?
Yeah.
Airbus is rather nice too. I have a friend of mine, Pete, who's an Airbus driver in the real world, flies for JetBlue. He was here a couple of weeks ago. I had him in the left seat. He had a blast.
Nice. I'm flying American right now.
So the only constraint on the way down now is at 8,000. And we're not going to get picked up to Rivet. We've got another about 110 miles and we should be on that arrival. And right now we're a half hour out of the airport. Not bad.
Good sim setup. I can't recover. This is not good.
Okay, I didn't realize that I'm making a flight which is like 1,000 miles.
Oh shoot! I crashed.
Oh, that's not good. Better get NTSB.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, that's what happens when you fly planes without proper training.
Yeah. I mean, I couldn't get
Thank
out.
God there's a reset button. Niles, I'll get in touch with you on
We don't have a reset button in real
in
life.
Discord. I'll let you know when I'm ready to do this. And I'll check that CDU.
Yeah, I just was diving down and somehow I entered a spin.
You went on a dive with the A320.
Going to maintain final 220.
I would think A320 would be a little bit harder with the.
You're right. Here I am.
That's why I love the Citation. I'm flying the Citation longitude. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's get up in the airplane.
It has just the right amount of complexity for me.
Trying to figure out what altitude this is. So that's 100. That's 1,000.
Yeah, my all-time favorite aircraft is a 767, but back when I was building my flight deck, trying to get a flight deck for 767 was just impossible for the parts. And this was the easiest airliner to put together back then, 8-10 years ago. So, but now I'm in love with this plane, and I'm glad I have it because the hour and a half rides are great.
Right now, I think the easiest one to make is either an A320 or 737.
Oh, it depends on how you're making it. Are you buying all the components, or are you actually cutting wood?
If you're making only the pilot side and not the co-pilot, then you can probably find a lot of good parts.
Yeah, this guy's sim setup is crazy.
Like I already found a yoke for the Airbus, and I already found a throttle quadrant. So.
Well, if you want to see a nice A320 already built, and you go to flightdecksolutions.com, you'll see their professional A320 all built.
Nice. I should probably lock the cockpit door. That's probably what I should do.
All right, so 11. We should have 12-1, 12-1. We're good. Inbound Cullen is 40.
Oilers are armed.
And 45 miles to top of descent. Just about.
Launch. Let's check our ailerons. Let's see if they work.
So how much power is that your setup pulling right now?
Believe it or not, MS 2020 draws less electrical juice than running X-Plane 12. When I run MS 2020, right now I'm running 2 computers. And the only reason why I'm running the second computer is for the 2 CDUs. If I hook up the 2 CDUs to the main computer, I'd run 1 computer for the whole flight deck. When I run X-Plane 12, I run 5 computers. I've got 1 for each display screen, 1 for my glass screens, and then 1 that acts as a server. So there's 5 computers running at 850 watts a pop.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So that's 4,000.
How much is like the power cost to run it?
How much was what?
How much is like the power cost to run it? Like, is it really efficient, or is it like not so efficient for power?
Well, this whole thing is basically plugged into the computer, so it runs off the 850. Well, the main computer has a 1,000-watt power supply in there, so it basically runs off of that, and then just maybe 3 power plugs.
So does it affect your bills a lot, or no? When you use it?
I can't go by my electric bill though, because we have the pool and the heated jacuzzi, and our electric bill is like $400 a month, so can't go by that.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, it's a 4090 in there, jet driver. I've got an Asus 4090 tough board in there that's running the 4 displays. And then the motherboard picks up the other 2.
Like a basic setup, like this is like kind of like my first PC that I've kind of built. Like I have a 3060 Core i7 800X, and I have this NZXT motherboard that I got, and yeah,
Are you networking the 2 of them together or not?
okay.
Maybe when you get started with your Airbus and start putting everything together, you're probably going to end up going that route more than likely. We got, what, 25 miles? Let's get them back in their seats.
My PC just itself, it was like $2,000.
We're good down to 8. We're good all the way down.
So I could probably get 2 pieces.
70, maybe another 70 miles, and we should be on that approach chart.
Okay, so let me get my airplane. Whoa. I'm gonna get my autopilot ready. Let's do that. Cool.
How much does this thing cost?
This flight deck here, everything is, you're looking at $100,000.
100?
Yes, 100 grand.
100 grand? That's crazy. But that's cool.
It's worth it because I don't really go anywhere since I'm on oxygen, and I spend a lot of time in here, so it was worth the money.
Was it worth it to get it?
Oh yeah, I think so. I think it was worth every penny.
Nice.
I think you should focus on your flying. You are just flying blind into storm.
I really do like that. That looks really nice.
It's a nice setup, and the immersion factor just kicks up a whole lot because I have a 180-degree view. The monitor is basically aimed at my shoulders. So if I'm looking straight ahead when I'm sitting in my flying position, my whole field of vision is covered by the flight deck. I don't see any of the garage behind me or the walls or anything like that, which is rather cool. It really makes a big difference.
It's really cool.
Okay, Microsoft Flight Sim or explain?
Right now I'm running MS 2020. I can run either or. I can run X-Plane with this flight deck as well if I want.
Which is better?
Actually, the aircraft in X-Plane is better. The Zebo mod behaves more like a multi-million-dollar sim because that's the only thing I've been in. I haven't been in the real plane to fly it, but I've been in a multi-million-dollar simulator. And the Zebo mod mimics that simulator far better than PMDG does. And that's due to the base platform. That's nothing against PMDG. They only can work with what the base platform allows them to utilize. So I think the best of both worlds for me and the way I fly, I would love to be able to use a bridge. Give me the Zebo mod, FDS to XP from my screens, and YSSY to control the show, and we're on our way down, and give me MS 2020 for my visuals. That Mr. Odom gentleman that was here that was working on Device Interface Manager also made a bridge for me to try and use. And I've tried it. There's just a few stutters and there's some elevation issues. If they get worked out, that bridge will be able to work between the two and you'll have the best of both worlds. But the PMDG is good enough to give up X-Plane 12 because of the views. They are just that far superior. Especially if you want to do some dead reckoning flying in the real world. You can't do that in a plausible world unless you memorize the plausible world. It's not a good thing, I don't think, in my opinion anyway. But X-Plane 12 is the superior simulator, and MS 2020 is the superior visual effects simulator. Based on the years that I've been using flight simulators and whatnot. But then again, that's just my opinion. Everybody's got one, right? As they say. So at Cullen, 11.5 on the fuel. We're at 11.5 right now. We're looking good.
Yeah, I think that's the general opinion. X-Plane has a better flight model.
Yeah.
I had X-Plane 11 for a long time, but an FS 2020 came out. Initially, I was pissed with it. Nothing that actually worked inside the cockpit. Then I waited and waited, and these nice payware aircraft started coming in.
Yeah.
I started with the Just Flight, Piper, Arrow. So I like bush flying and business jets. So I got the Piper, I got the Kodiak 100. Two beautiful aircraft to start with. And nowadays I fly the Citation, the WB Sim, Cessna, and also I recently purchased that what is it called? Fokker F-28.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's classic airplane.
Yeah, I figured when I bought this the day it first came out, MS 2020, and I got a refund the very same day. It wasn't ready for prime time for this flying that I did, and I didn't come back to 2020 until maybe 6 months ago. Maybe I was starting to have issues with X-plane with stuttering, and that's the only reason why I looked into MS 2020 was because of the stutters that I just could not get rid of. So, and then I figured, worst comes to worst, I'll use my MS 2020 with like a virtual reality headset, and maybe set it up with a chair and for a helicopter setup, which would be rather nice. And then I can keep this as X-Plane 12. But when I saw the graphics and started flying, I said, whoa, we got to see if we can get the flight deck working with 2020. And thanks to Niles, we've been able to do just that.
Nice, yeah.
I just want to say, so like, is it like surround sound, or is it just...
Oh no, there's surround sound. I've got speakers underneath. This deck is like 3.5 feet, 4 feet off the floor. And underneath it, there are speakers underneath me. There are speakers in the front, in the middle. There's a subwoofer, and then there's speakers behind here. And if I want, I can add speakers into the overhead. But I have plenty.
So, and also the warnings work, like the fire.
Oh yeah, that all works.
Cool. Nice.
Does your chair have haptic feedback?
No, I didn't put. I was thinking about putting in those butt things, butt kickers, to give me a little bit of vibration and motion as we're rolling down and whatnot. But then I thought about all the nuts and the bolts and everything that are in here, and I don't want to start loosening stuff up by the vibrations, I said, I'm probably better off not doing it. But it would be a nice feature to have.
Yeah.
Same thing with the stick shaker. That's why I didn't put those in either. Multiplayer? No, I don't use multiplayer in 2020 because the multiplayer in 2020, it actually introduces stutters into my setup for some reason. So that's why I prefer just chatting on Discord or going on YouTube and putting the videos up there. 11.4 in the fuel. We're at 11.4 right now, and we should be coming up on that approach chart soon. We should be popping on this chart real soon. And let's start getting ready, shall we? 3148. 1097. 1097. 242. Let's take a look at that real quick. What did I say?
The cool thing about that is like you don't really have to like move around like your you don't really have to move, like you don't have to move a mouse or anything while you're flying.
That's what I like to try and do, is get everything set up where once I'm in the deck I don't have to get out, don't have to use a keyboard. That's the thing.
Yeah, I do like it. That's cool.
Decision height is 210. Okay, that's it. And this approach track 242 to 3000. Or is directed by ATC. Okay. What do we have here? Touchdown zone is 20, so you're going to be there.
Wait, we're overspeeding? Oh.
That looks good.
Oh no.
Back to you and you.
I need to mute that. And there we go.
That looks good. TSAT, and then that puts us on the approach. So, yeah, we'll head right over the airport, and then we're going to drift right, and then we'll bank left. Oh, actually, you know what? Maybe we'll drift left from TSAT, so I can give you a view out the right window. How about that? Because from TSAT, expect radar vectors. Yeah, so they gave us vectors to go left, so you'll have a nice view out the window. There you go. I like that idea. And let's put in. And wait a minute. Yeah. Oops. One too many, Jenny. And from there we want. Let's do. Let's do